Hey everybody, I figured I'd make a proper video since the one I'm putting up or whatever is whatchamacallit. Oh, the audio sucks. That's the problem with it. So I figured I'd make you a proper one, and also I wanted to say thanks for 1,000 subscribers. It's been an incredible month, and I really didn't expect this to go that well. I should probably start editing my videos, but let me just pull up my background real quick here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. We're all set. We got the client up. So yeah, thanks for 1,000 subscribers. Really, I like to yap, and I like yapping about League, and so I thought for 1,000 subscribers, I mean, I'm gonna do all kinds of other stuff as well. Of course, I'm a limitless pool of ideas, but I have some ideas. And I thought one fit really well for 1,000 subscribers, which is I wanted to talk about why people play League. And the thing is that people play League for a ton of different reasons. Some people are just playing League to play with their friends. Some people are just playing League, because they enjoy the game or they like a champion or something like that, the way that it feels, whatever. Some people are playing League because it's a very competitive thing for them. They like to be able to play, a competitive game where they get like fair matches together and they have just a good banger of a game that's really competitive and close. Some people take the game extremely seriously competitively, and invest an insane amount of time into the game, right? As you can imagine, that's kind of the category I fall into. So I come from a background of having played like a lot of sports as a kid. And for me, when I started playing League, which was when I was going from middle school to high school, I had stopped doing sports right at the time that I started playing League. And so for me, it was like, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but essentially for me, League took over like playing sports after school. And there was something about being able to play a competitive game like that, but that I could queue up and play like 10 games after school instead of being able to like, or having to practice drills over and over again. It was boring. The best part of practice, or being on those teams, was the actual games on the weekend, or being able to like scrim during practice. And I know that that's probably not the most efficient way to like train your body for athletics. It's not even the best way, obviously, to train for League. If we had better ability to do drills and practice tool and things like that, that would be better. But I just liked that you could just hop into a League game and in 3 minutes, even if you were totally by yourself or didn't have anybody to play with, boom, you had a whole team to ready to go to play. And it's been an awesome experience. And so I really liked that competitive aspect of it. And it was, something that I was trying very actively to get better at for a long time while I was in high school. And then, like I said, I kind of got stuck in like high plat and low diamond, and then ended up going to college, and things kind of ended up for League kind of taking a back burner. But then when I got to college and COVID happened, and I started getting back into League, and I eventually hit that low point where I was really tilted that I couldn't get out of plat, and that I had demoted all the way to plat 4. Um, you know, after having been diamond so many times before, I was so tilted at the way I was playing, at the teammates that I was dealing with and how they were playing in plat. And I just knew that I could do better. And the reason why I played the game is because I wanted like a really high level competitive game and competitive outlet. And I had put too long into the game to like be bad. And so I kind of buckled down. I figured some things out. It helped that I was on better ping once I was in college and had moved to a different place, like we talked about before. But anyways, so for me, that's the reason why I play League, is as a competitive outlet, or it has been since COVID. Now, for other people, like I said, it's completely different. And I understand that because I think, like most people, I went through a bit of a journey where the reason why I was playing League changed over the years. So when I first started playing League, I thought, this was just a game that my friends wanted me to play. And so I thought that, like, League really wasn't even necessarily my type of game. Like I said, like a lot of people, especially in NA, I had come from like a console background, playing like shooter games and stuff like that. League was nothing like any game I had played before. I wasn't really big into like the fantasy elements or whatever, the magic stuff. I had played like Minecraft and like shooters. I liked like city builders or like a shooter game. I didn't really even like shooters anymore. I was mostly a Minecraft main, if I gotta be honest with you. So I liked building cities in Minecraft on servers and stuff like that. But over the years, the reason why I played League changed drastically. And so it went from being, when I first, for the first year or two of playing, like, hey, I want to get on after school and just play whatever game my friends are playing. And right now we happen to be playing League instead of Minecraft. But I think we all started getting pretty competitive about it, especially once we got into ranked. And it's a good and it's a bad thing. I think that it taught me a ton about life and about improving and goal setting and stuff like that. And so, but for me, League changed, or the reason why I was playing League changed. And it went from being like this fun, magical game that I was playing with my friends that I didn't really get or understand to like, my friends aren't really playing this game as much anymore. They're tilted from ranked. We stopped playing normals together. Everyone's just playing solo queue and grinding solo queue. Sometimes people are duoing with each other, but you can't play with everybody because you can only play with 2 people at a time and stuff like that. Every once in a while, maybe we'd get together and play like ranked 5s back when that was a thing as a team. But for the most part, we just like weren't playing together anymore. And as we went into high school, which is again right around when I started playing, it's like the end of middle school, beginning of high school. A lot of those guys just stopped playing, like I said, because they weren't interested in the game as much anymore. And I stuck with it. And I think the reason why I stuck with it is because I really got addicted to improving and to getting better at the game and trying to figure it out and understand it. And I wanted to be really good and I wanted to be better at it. And I had been introduced to like esports and stuff like that. And I thought it was really cool. And I was watching like the old school TSM and stuff like that, which by the way, I just saw that Xpecial is back on YouTube. You should go check out his YouTube channel because he is my favorite support player. I actually have here. It's probably buried over there, but I definitely have it in the office. I have Xpecial's autograph over there. So big Xpecial fan. He's back on YouTube. Basically, what Xpecial does is every 2 or 3 years he makes a YouTube video every once in a while. But it sounds like he's back to make a lot of good YouTube videos. So if for some reason you find me not yapping enough, if you need more content, then especially as a support player who's interested in this channel, I would go check out Xpecial. So anyways, Xpecial's back. I was watching old school TSM and I got addicted to the idea of like League as an esport and as a competitive outlet and as like not playing League to play a game like I played Minecraft or Call of Duty with my friends after school, but playing League as a replacement to like playing baseball or soccer after school. And so for me, it became a competitive outlet, and then I climbed, and then it became like not a competitive outlet anymore, where, I was just like not playing it very much for a few years. And then COVID happened, and then I was like, well, college sucks anyways, might as well play League again. And then I actually improved enough that it became a really, good competitive outlet because of how good I was at it. And how good it feels, frankly, after playing for so long to see significant improvement at like the highest level and to see significant improvement at the highest level and to then play in a way that actually feels good or feels like you're really pushing your limits, not just, phoning it in after a bunch of games. And yeah, so that's been a wild ride. But anyways, to get to the point, obviously other people play the game for different reasons. And I think that we don't think about that, especially as high elo players or even at like Riot. They don't think about that as much as they should. maybe Riot does more than we give them credit for, but there's several topics I've wanted to touch on that relate to this. And it's like, I have a lot of people saying, even though they're watching my videos, which are supposed to be kind of like highbrow, sort of. I mean, I'm trying to appeal to a wider audience and help players out, because the people who need the advice the most are in silver and gold, not, people who are already in diamond or above. So I try to make it accessible to both, but I'm hearing a lot of comments, people saying like, hey, I only play normal games. I just wish that like I could queue up for a normal game and it was like a more fun, even experience. Not that it's impossible to climb, or same thing with ranked. Not that it's impossible to climb. There are some people who think that way, but you're probably not going to change those people's mind, right? Like too much. I'll try my best, but probably not going to happen. If they have if they have a hard stuck mentality of there's just no way to climb past the Smurfs and all this stuff that's going on, the Smurfs are everywhere, they're in my head, blah blah blah. If you have that mentality, you need to break that mentality, because you're not going to focus on what you can control and what you can improve. You're just going to think about that. But I'm hearing a lot of people saying, because we've got a lot of people commenting and stuff like that now, which is cool. And I hear a ton of people saying, I just want to play a normal game and have it be like a fun, even experience where like the game goes back and forth and it's like a long game and maybe we win, maybe we lose. That's interesting League of Legends, right? And it's like, if you think about it, not everyone who wants to play like a pickup game of basketball is like taking it super seriously and trying to make it to the NBA. And I come obviously from like a very biased mentality when it comes to that, because the way that I think about League and the way that I take League is very, very seriously. But of course, for a lot of people, it's just a game that they play with their friends. Maybe they want to do a little bit better. Maybe they don't want to be flamed by their friends so much. Maybe I saw somebody saying that like they're struggling with something that I struggled with a lot, which is they have a friend that they wish would take the game more seriously, and they're improving and they're climbing and they're taking the game seriously, and their friend is not and taking the game really casually. And it's like, it's so tough, because with what I saw with my friends is that I chose to continue to get better at the game because the game mattered that much to me, and it was what I was really interested in doing and spending my time on. I wasn't interested in doing some dumb thing in high school. Well, I guess this was a dumb thing in high school, but I wasn't interested in doing the normal dumb things in high school that kids were doing. To me, it felt like trying to improve at League felt more meaningful to me, and like I was learning more than going out and hanging out with friends or going out and partying. And it's, it is what it is. There's some pros and there's some cons to that, right? Like the pros are like, well, this isn't true. I got into trouble anyways, but like, maybe I got into less trouble than I would have if I was doing that all the time. And I learned a lot, like I said, about improvement and stuff like that. But to get back to the point, people who are playing the game that way have to understand that there comes a point, if you start taking the game really seriously, where you kind of have to choose between your friends and the game. And my friends changed when I started taking the game more seriously, because I surrounded myself with other people who were better at the game and took themselves and the game a little bit more seriously than my old group of friends. And then I got better than those people. And it becomes hard because you get to a point where, especially at the top, right, you get to a point where even someone who takes the game really seriously isn't taking the game seriously enough for you. And there's just nothing that you can do to bridge that gap. There are people who get to plat, get to emerald, they could get to diamond, and they're nowhere near as good at the game as I am, and they don't take the game as seriously as I do. They don't know as much about the game as I do. They haven't played as much as I do. And I can try to play with them for fun, but I don't really play League for fun anymore. I play League to get better at League and to do the best that I can, to do really well. And when I play with people who are not like that, who are playing for fun, it bothers me. in a way that is damaging to friendships and relationships. Ripley and I, my wife, cannot play League together. It's impossible. We've tried. I mean, we're getting better at it. It's like the only thing that is like super hard for us to do together, and every other way we're perfect. And we thought when we met and we both played League that would be like a huge, obviously like a huge point that we would connect on, because we'd be able to spend time playing League together. Well, I can spend time yapping about League to her, and it's great that she understands and will like listen to me yap about League. Now I have this, which is much better actually. But we can't play together because I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be rude. But what's going to happen? I mean, if I'm playing with someone who's been stuck in silver for years and years and years, and I'm playing at the highest level of the game, well, not the highest level, but, you know, up there, you get the idea. It's not going to go well, because I have high expectations of these people, because I know them to be smart, intelligent, capable people, good friends, great wife. I don't expect these people to then suddenly come into my game and play like these people in solo queue I would call like cancer-filled monkeys, you know? And so I don't want to be mean to those people. And so the only way I can play with those people is like if they're tryharding super hard. But even if they're tryharding super hard, they're not going to live up to my expectations. And that's definitely like, let's say it's pretty autistic, but it's the way that it is. Like when you play a game to a really high level, I imagine that the same thing exists in other areas, right? Like, can you really tell me that like if a professional baseball player who takes it really seriously was to like, and only plays it really competitively, like doesn't go play pickup baseball games for fun anymore. If you took that professional basketball player, that professional baseball player, whatever, and you threw them into a game that was supposed to be for fun, I bet some of them would be able to handle it really well, you know, and I bet some of them would get pissed, and that's just the way that it is. It's not a good thing. It's just definitely not a good thing. It's just the way that it is. When you develop a skill like this, it feels bad to watch people play the game poorly. It feels good to see people play the game well. It's just built into me at this point. It's the way that it is. This turned into a video way more about me than it should have been. But the point is that different people play League for different reasons. And for me, at the end of the day, it's like a super hyper competitive outlet. For other people, it's just to play with their friends. For other people, it's to play normal games. For some people, it's just, hey, I want to play a normal game and have fun and relax. Or I want to play a ranked game and I want it to be like a competitive close game and I want to have a good time with it because I enjoy the game. But I'm not trying to put in like thousands of hours because I have other stuff going on. And that's most people. And Riot should do a better job, frankly, of catering to those people. Whether it's like, I know I just put a video out today of me stomping people, but to be fair, I counter smurfed in one of those games. But, you know, they should get rid of smurfing. Like, regardless, at the end of the day, of course, every once in a while I'm going to play on a smurf. Of course, I'm going to play on a smurf to like demonstrate that I can climb, or to demonstrate that you can carry on support, or like show what it looks like to play the game really well at a low rank. And it's nice that I can do that, but, and so I will continue to smurf a little bit. I'm not a big smurfer. You know, you can look at my accounts, not a big smurfer. But Riot should do more, like getting rid of smurfing, which apparently people have been saying they did that in Dota, and it worked really, really well. So I'm fully for getting rid of smurfing. Okay, get rid of smurfing. People were complaining about normal games not being balanced. They need to do something. I don't care. It probably has some poor feedback loop now that normal game MMR affects ranked MMR, and ranked MMR would affect normal game MMR. But basically, they need to make it so that ranked MMR, like your rank, affects your normal game MMR, or like matchmaking. Because you can't have, and this is so true on my main account, I don't play much normals anymore, obviously, as a hyper-competitive player. When I go play normals with my friends, which I do occasionally on my main account, what ends up happening is I get matched versus a bunch of players who are way lower than us. the games aren't evenly balanced out. Probably because how many master players are really queuing up for normals at a time? Or like master plus players, even like a GM level player. How many players are queuing up for normals at a time? And so maybe it's just impossible. But they need to do a better job of balancing it, because as it is, like people pointed out, they go to play a normal game with their friends and they want to have that experience of kind of like a close, even game, or like a fairly matched game. Obviously, the game's more enjoyable if the matchmaking's good. And they can't have that because they go into normal games, and some guy who's hit Challenger playing ranked for the past 10 years, who has like a 50% win rate in normals from back when he was a bronze player. This is like literally my account for the most part. All of a sudden they're getting plopped in some, garbage normal game and just absolutely stomping. And, I do try sometimes. It depends. Sometimes, and this is what makes it bad, sometimes I try to play like an off roll, especially if I'm playing a normal game. I love to troll in normal games, like not troll super hard, right? But like if I'm playing with my friends, especially, like I can kind of troll a little bit. I can like play champions I don't usually play, try something new, try a weird build. I like to try stuff in normal games, which is what normals is for anyways. So I like to try stuff in normal games, which I think everybody does. And that can help make the game a little bit more fair. But at the end of the day, there are times when I go into a normal game and my friend who's playing 80 carry is like, I want the Braum. And, what am I going to do? So we play the Braum, and the enemy team doesn't have much of a shot. And that's not fun for the other team. So I don't like to do it. But it's difficult because it's like my friends, even if we're playing a normal game, there's this mentality like we're playing for fun, but we're trying our best to win. But if I'm picking like MF support and building full AP, and like they want the Braum, and I'm picking APMF support against their wishes, am I really trying to win, or am I griefing them? And so now it's like either I'm griefing the enemy team by picking my main champion in a normal game, or I'm griefing my friends by picking some troll pick. Well, obviously there's probably a middle ground. I could probably just play like some reasonable normal support champion, but even that's not really fair. So yeah, I mean, that's the way it goes. Point is, you should play League the amount and for the reason that you want to play League. Don't get addicted to the game and play it more than you want to play it. Play it the amount that you want and for the reasons that you want. If the reason you want to play League is to play League with your friends, play League with your friends. And you can have both. If you want to play League with your friends and play a little bit of ranked and try to improve a little bit at ranked or see where you place or whatever, totally fine to venture into that. Sometimes you're going to be at a period where you're not sure exactly why you want to play League, or your reasons are changing, just like what happened with me. But at the end of the day, it's a good game. Because it's a great game to play with friends. It's a great game to play competitively. But you got to know why you're playing, and then like limit what you're doing to the scope of what you're doing. Because what most people have the problem of is they want to play League for fun, or they want to play League with their friends, and then they go grind hundreds of ranked games, even though that's not really what they want to do, because they're just kind of like addicted to the game and a little bit addicted to climbing. Maybe if it's not what you really want to be doing, don't go down that route. On the flip side, you take a player like me, who obviously plays the game just to play ranked solo as a competitive experience and outlet. And I still have friends who play the game, and it's a great way for me to connect with friends, especially if I don't live in the same area as them anymore. But I can't, because I don't play the game for the same reasons that they do. I do not play the game to queue up for a normal game and try to win some normal game against plat players or whatever. I play up to try to hit Challenger, to try to play Braum at like the highest level that you can possibly play him, and that's it. And so for me, anything short of the top competitive experience that I'm used to with League is a disappointment and disgusting to me, frankly. So, there you have it. This was a bit interesting. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. I will continue to produce content like a content demon or goblin. And it's been good. Also, so the other thing I'm probably going to do is we went to a Renaissance fair and she dressed me up as an elf. So I am planning on playing some games while dressed as an elf. However, we got rained on and everything's very muddy. So, and this is a carpeted room. So I think I will do that after it's been washed. Okay. But GG, good luck in solo queue or normals or ARAMs with your friends. And I hope Riot fixes some stuff so that normal games are more enjoyable, so that like low elo solo queue games that are meant to just be pickup games are more enjoyable without like really high elo players like myself coming in and ruining them. So that everyone can have the experience that they're looking for with League. I also, there's a whole nother topic that we'll get into at some point, but I hope that they bring back some sort of, because flex queue is a joke, let's be honest. I hope they bring back some sort of like team mode, like a ranked fives where your team has a rank and you like have, 5 or 6 or 7 people on a team. So your friend group can have a team together that you play on. So you can have like a mix of a more competitive experience with all of your friends. Because I think a big bump in the road for me and my friends was when we got, well, it was in the game then we had that, but we got split up because of solo queue. And I think it would have been a lot better if we had just stuck to playing together. Or, well, I don't know. I mean, they were going to move on from the game, I think, anyways. But it's a long-winded way. I'm a yapper. What can I say? It's a long-winded way of saying good luck in solo queue or normals or ARAMs. Hope you learned something. What was I supposed to say? What did G-Bay say? Good luck in solo queue, normals, or ARAMs, and have a wonderful day. Bye.